If you scale a system that is not efficient, you'll be bleeding money every single day. You want to first of all ensure that you're able to account for every bottle that you've delivered. You're able to account for every shilling that has been paid in. Okay? Ndio uweze kulipa hizi rents, ndio uweze kulipa staff wote. You must make sure that your system is now properly efficient before you scale. You cannot multiply something that is not efficient. So your number one target. And when you're going into agreements with these corporates and business entities, make sure the agreement is clear. When someone loses a bottle, what happens? The agreement should be very clear on that, right? When they delay in payment, what happens? When you're scaling operations, most of these businesses will require water as a service. What do I mean by water as a service? They'll tell you, we don't want to buy bottles. We don't want to buy dispensers. You come, give us your dispenser. Hamjambo wanafunzi. Greetings. My name is Ken Juma, the founder and CEO of House of Maji, where we help hotels, hospitals, schools, homes, real estate agents, and establishments to access clean and safe drinking water. We also help entrepreneurs start and run successful water refill businesses. Over the years, we've had people asking us how they can do that, which is start and run a proper water refill business. So because of that, we've come up with a masterclass to teach people how to do this properly and efficiently. This is our 6th class. So if you haven't seen our previous classes, I advise you to go back in the same channel. There's lesson 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the 6th one. Go through those ones and then come back to this one. Our 6th class is about scaling. Scaling your operations. Scaling operations is where now you want to expand. What need you consider when you're scaling? Systems. This is where I advise someone to start taking corporate clients. Okay? And taking care of your delivery. You're taking advantage of scale of operation, large scale operations. So you need to sort your delivery system. The most important element here is the first one, systems. If you scale a system that is not efficient, you'll be bleeding money every single day. You want to first of all ensure that you're able to account for every bottle that you've delivered. You're able to account for every shilling that has been paid in. Okay? Ndio uweze kulipa hizi rents, ndio uweze kulipa staff wote. You must make sure that your system is now properly efficient before you scale. You cannot multiply something that is not efficient. So your number one target is efficiency in your system. So let's say you are using an Excel sheet previously to record sales. in your daily operations. Unatumia Excel sheet ama unatumia Google sheet. Look at the Google sheet. Are you able to account for every single shilling? Are you able to follow through for every single delivery that was done? Who delivered it? Did that money come back? Okay. Kuna maujanja watu wanafanya. And as a water refill shop, I want to be able to warn you. Sometimes you get a staff. You give the staff the duty to maybe deliver water. Over time, staff anakuwa na uchoyo, right? They start going to some other sources of water. Wanapigiwa simu walete maji, anachukua maji in another shop ama in another place, anabuy maji maybe like 20 shillings because they don't care about the quality, and then they deliver this water. So let's say you're selling water at 200 shillings, right? Amelipa 20, amepewa maji 200, then ameingiza 180. That is for one bottle. So if this is 5 bottles, huyu mtu amejenga shilingi 900 on you. Remember, they're using your fuel to deliver this water. Remember, the reputation on that quality is on your business. Okay? Again, remember what I said in the last class. Staffing. If you don't get that right, summer tides. So, make sure the system is properly efficient. As House of Margie, when we do a franchise and we have a very good system that will be able to show you how to make sure that you're able to keep up with every single delivery, every single day of your operations. This is very, very efficient, and this is very, very important for your operations, how you do your systems. Number 2, tunaongelea corporate clients. Remember I said if you're targeting corporate clients, you normally have a credit period of between 1 to 3 months. And I told you, please don't go beyond 1 month. Kama wewe ni mkulima mdogo, insist on payments after 1 month. Now, if you're scaling, now you have leverage. And in business, leverage is very, very key. This is where now you can take bigger clients who can take, you can go with for 3 business credit period, 3 months in your business credit period. Most of the businesses that require 3 months are big businesses. And that means sometimes we deliver water that can go even up to 300,000 before you get paid. If you're not properly capitalized, you will fail here. Kama ni mkulima mdogo, please don't go for this. But if you're scaling, now you are able to properly plan yourself and scale efficiently. Now you can take on these clients. Hapa, watu ni kidogo sana, let me tell you. People that operate at this scale are very, very few. And this is somewhere you want to get very quickly. Na tumesema, you cannot get there kama una proper systems. I will handle the last one, which is delivery. And what was this? Scale operations. So let's say you're now, you've done a business, you've done a water refill, you've now scaled. Now you want to efficiently deliver. Hapa ndio tunasema you need a van. For a van to be efficient, for you to efficiently operate a van, you need to be delivering a minimum of 20 bottles per trip. So kama ni mwanabiashara na haujafika ile scale ya kudeliver 20 bottles per trip, minimum. Sometimes can do 10, I mean businesses here and there, but your average bottle delivery should be 20. You should be targeting 40 bottles per trip. Otherwise, your fuel, now driver, you will not be able to maintain those things over a long period of time. Okay? So when you have scaled efficiently, you should be able to get clients that can do 10, 20, 40, even hundreds of bottles. And most of them usually are around here. However, nimesema always insist on here, unless you have proper capital to be able to man the entire operation in 3 months without getting paid. Fuata pesa yako vizuri. Ili Nairobi, kila mtu amekuja Nairobi kutafuta. So make sure agreements are stuck to. And when you're going into agreement with these corporates and business entities, make sure the agreement is clear. When someone loses a bottle, what happens? The agreement should be very clear on that, right? When they delay in payment, what happens? When you're scaling operations, most of these businesses will require water as a service. What do I mean by water as a service? They'll tell you, we don't want to buy bottles, we don't want to buy dispensers. You come, give us your dispensers, give us your bottles. Sisi tutakunywa maji. You will be maintaining those dispensers yourself. Okay? So that is the water as a service. That is what most corporates want. And you have to be able to be big enough to buy the dispensers. We had a corporate that came and a big, very big hotel, a 5-star hotel, wanted 50 dispensers. In the same month, we got another one who wanted 150 dispensers. Dispensers vary, and these people don't want small, cheap dispensers. So dispensers can vary between 5,000, 5K to 15K. And they'll tell you the kind of dispenser they want. So let's say a 10K dispenser. You can see how this is a lot of money for you to be able to operate efficiently. Okay? So you need to be properly capitalized for you to scale your operations. Unajua unapeka ido na wasa watakupatia pesa in the first 3 months. All right? So don't scale if you're not efficient yet. At House of Maji, we have a very good system that will help you scale and run multiple water refill stations successfully. Okay? So again, this was our 6th class in our water business masterclass series. Today we're discussing scaling operations. Assuming you've run one successful unit and you want to expand it to several units, these are the most important things you need to consider. We've talked about systems, establishing systems. Do not scale a system that is not efficient. Number 2, we've discussed corporate clients and what their need is. And I've told you corporate clients, normally they insist on water as a service. So you may need to supply them with the dispensers, with bottles. You may need contracts. Make sure the contracts are very clear on what happens about payment, about delivery, and when things are damaged or lost. Lastly, we've discussed delivery operations, and I've said you need to be sure you're delivering at least 20 to 40 bottles per trip. Anything minimum than that, if you have an average of 10 bottles per trip or 5, iko shida. You need to do more marketing. Okay? Yes. That has been our class for today. I want to invite you to our next class. Our next class will be graduation. Ni ile masaa ya kuvaa kofia, ni ile masaa ya kusimama, and you're given powers to do, and what? The powers to do, you know what they say in the graduation. So anyway, I'll see you in the next class. Remember, this class is brought to you by House of Maji. Let's say it together. Nyumba bila kiu. See you in the next class.
House of Maji, Nyumba bila kiu.